Today we're going to be talking about Making the Shift by Darren Hardy, your first 7 days in developing the entrepreneur mindset. Now this program really walks somebody that just got started in network marketing or entrepreneurship from the mindset of having a job and trading time for money to start to developing the mindset that it's going to take to succeed in building a business, specifically building a business in network marketing. He talks about the 5 landmines or mistakes that you have to avoid in order to succeed long term. Now these are going to be the same mistakes that almost every new associate comes in with, these preconceived notions of how they're going to build their business or different things like that. So he's going to address these right away, and it's going to be perfect for you as the upline or associate, because Darren Hardy, being the third party, is going to address these things that sometimes can be challenging or uncomfortable to address with a brand new associate. As well as he's going to walk you through specific and immediate actions that you're going to need to take in order to succeed in any network marketing business. These are fundamental, so it doesn't matter what specific business you're building. For example, everybody's going to have to prospect. Everybody's going to have to contact people on their warm market. So he's going to address specific things that are going to relate to any network marketing company. And one of the best things about Making the Shift is he actually partners with Jim Rohn and Robert Kiyosaki. So he takes some excerpts from the best-selling program of all time, Jim Rohn's Building Your Network Marketing Business. He takes a couple excerpts out of that program to really help your new associate get started right. They don't take all the content from that program, but they do take a couple key components that are really valuable to share with the new associates. Another cool thing about Making the Shift is an interview with Robert Kiyosaki on making a 5-year commitment to building your network marketing business. Now this is taken from the Perfect Business DVD and audio CD dual disc. Robert Kiyosaki helps your new associate understand the value of building a business and making a commitment to building it for 5 years. He's going to really sell your new associate on not just trying out network marketing or giving it a shot to see if it works, or really like anything, it's going to take a 5-year commitment to succeed. As well as setting expectations that it's not going to be an overnight success. You're not going to just instantly be a millionaire. It's going to take work, it's going to take commitment, and it's going to take consistent effort. And it's probably not going to happen in your first year. And that's the reason why it's so important to make a 5-year commitment. So let's go ahead and jump into the program. You're going to be listening to some sample audio from Making the Shift. This isn't obviously the complete program, but it's going to give you enough information to help you decide to get this program. Let's go ahead and get started.
Hello and welcome. My name is Darren Hardy, and I'm the publisher of Success Magazine. First off, I want to congratulate you. If you are listening to this audio, it means you have made the first step towards your better future. You have decided to become an entrepreneur. Bravo. When I asked Donald Trump what the #1 key to wealth was, he said, own your own business. Now, I know you might still be unsure, uneasy, wondering if this is really for you. You are probably thinking, did I make the right decision? Is this really for me? Sure, this might have worked out for others, but I'm not sure I can do it. You might think, I'm not like that guy or gal. I don't have the skills. I don't know the right people. I don't have the time, etc., etc. Just know those thoughts are natural. Everyone feels those very same things when they're first getting started. And during this audio, I will ease every one of those concerns for you and empower you with the skills and the mindset to be fantastically successful as an entrepreneur. Here's a little known secret about the most successful people in the world. First of all, they were all once a newbie, just like you, just getting started. And secondly, they all felt nervous, uneasy, if not downright scared and terrified in the beginning. Yes, this includes Sir Richard Branson, Donald J. Trump, Dr. Mehmet Oz, Maria Shriver, Tony Hawk, Anthony Hopkins, and many others I've had a chance to meet and interview. So, you are in good company. So if you feel any of those things, know that it is okay and part of the process. It will soon subside. But I also want to warn you, When you feel those types of feelings, your mind can start playing tricks on you to quote unquote protect you. It will start inventing all kinds of things that are wrong with the business or the people or your circumstances, whatever, to give you a solid justification to why you will decide not to move forward with the business. So please hear my warning. It will happen, but now you can call out this covert tactic of your mind and keep it from sidelining you and the bigger dreams and goals that you have for your life. Take comfort in knowing this. The business that you have decided to sign up for, thousands of people have already done it successfully with less going on for them than you have. No excuse your mind can conjure up is valid. Those are just fear-induced protection tactics. Don't buy into them. And again, welcome to your exciting entrepreneurial future. I can't wait for you to look back 3 to 5 years from now and say, I can remember when I first got started, how I felt and what battles of the mind I had to fight. But boy, I'm glad I did. Now, look at my home, my family, this lifestyle, these pictures from our last several vacations, how great my kids are doing, how much I'm able to support my church, friends, and my extended family. I am so glad that I pushed myself through those first several days as I made the shift. And that is what I want to help you do, to make the shift to the entrepreneur mindset. So, let me help usher you safely around landmine number 2. Here's suggestion number 1. Always start part-time. This is so important that I wanted to invite my mentor, Mr. Jim Rohn, in to help make this key point for you. For those who don't know Jim Rohn, he was considered America's foremost business philosopher and one of the most influential thought leaders in the history of personal development. Let's listen in to Jim.
Now, when I first was recruited, I'm a distributor for this little product called Abunda Vita. And here's what my mentor said, Mr. Schoaf. He said, Mr. Rohn, you can start this miracle working business part-time. You don't have to go full-time, you can start part-time. And he said, if you'll devote, to start with, let's say 10, 12, 15 hours a week, where you'll start making a profit, here's what you can now say. I'm working full-time on my job and part-time on my fortune. Because profits lead to fortune. I got so excited about that philosophy. I'm working full-time on my job, but now I'm working part-time on my fortune. I found a way not only to make a living, you won't believe this, I found a way to make a fortune. Can you imagine what that's like then to get up in the morning? To go to work on your fortune, not to go to work to pay the rent, which is okay, but a chance to go to work to make a fortune? And I said, right now I'm working part-time on my fortune and full-time on my job, but it won't be long until I'll be working full-time on my fortune. Can you imagine what life is going to be like? Now, here was my first goal when I started, and that was part-time. I wanted to equal on my profits part-time what I was earning on my full-time job. This is called the magic of part-time. It is so thrilling for people to start working the business part-time. Because now you can work on profits, and it doesn't take very long. If you'll really concentrate on those 10, 12, 15 hours a week, it won't be long if you really do it right and learn some of the skills I'm going to talk about. It won't be long until you can be earning as much part-time working on your fortune as you are full-time working on your job. I did that in less than 6 months. Now I've got an incredible invitation. I found a way part-time to work on my fortune, and I'm making as much money at that as I am on my full-time job. Would you like to hear my story? Now I've got an incredible invitation that won't quit. I found a way, through a unique opportunity, to work part-time on my fortune, and I'm now earning twice as much money as I am working full-time on my job. Would you like to hear my story? Do you imagine anybody would say, no, I don't care to hear your story? No. Everybody I said that to said, wow, yes, what are you doing? I said, I'm glad you asked. Let me tell you. One of the greatest recruiting attractions is the money you make part-time. Somebody said, you've been on 3 vacations this year? Says, yes, I got this little part-time thing going. Says, what's that? You bought 2 new cars, one for you and one for her. How did you do that? Said, I got this little part-time thing going. Your kids have got all these new clothes? Yes. All this stuff is happening. What is it? An extra $1,000 a month. See, $1,000 a month full-time, nobody wants to hear your story. $1,000 a month part-time that starts to change your lifestyle, everybody wants to hear your story. So the key is part-time. The magic and the attraction of part-time gives you a classic invitation for somebody to listen to what you're doing that's changing your life.
Now I'd like to bring in Mr. Robert Kiyosaki, yes, of the Rich Dad, Poor Dad fame, to challenge you a bit further on this topic. Robert will tell you why you and your personal development are the keys to your greater success as an entrepreneur, and why you should commit to this process for at least not 1 year, but Robert's going to challenge you to do it for 5 years. Taken from his audio, The Perfect Business, here's Robert.
When I came back from Vietnam, again, my poor dad said go back to school. And for some reason, it didn't feel right to me. It wasn't what my gut was telling me to do. So instead, I went to do personal development type of work. And I found personal development is much more fulfilling, much more rewarding, but it means me getting out of my mind. It means me doing my best to become bigger than my situation. See, most people are crushed by the environment, especially in this crisis. They lose their job, they're out of money and all this, and the world crushes them. Personal development means you have to become bigger than your problems. If you're in debt, you have to become bigger than your debt. If you don't become bigger than your debt, you'll never solve the problem. If you're only making, let's say, $50,000 a year, then you have to get bigger than $50,000 a year. And that's what personal development is. In traditional corporations, they always say, well, you should live below your means. Be happy to have a job. Next year we might give you a 2% pay raise, but only if you do as I tell you. That's not about personal development. That's called personal slavery. You become a slave to the corporation. If that's what you want to do, stay there. Have a good life. It's not my life. I needed to become bigger than my problems. When I started my first business back in 1978, I made a lot of money. It was a nylon and Velcro surfer wallet business, and I was soon a millionaire, but I lost all my money, and I found myself nearly $1 million in debt. And what my rich dad said to me is, congratulations, you just failed. And most successful entrepreneurs will fail 3, 4, 5 times. They'll lose that many businesses. But each time you'll get smarter. So your first job is to figure out how to pay back that $1 million, So I never declared bankruptcy. I just had to get smarter and bigger than $1 million. And that was the best training program I ever had. I had to rebuild my business and pay people back. You see, if I got a job, there's no way I could have paid back $1 million, not making $100,000 a year. There's no way. Taxes would have killed me. So, again, it was personal development. Now that I got bigger than $1 million, that was great. And now it's on to hundreds of millions of dollars. So personal development is simply you getting bigger than your problems. The only problem is you get bigger problems. And today it becomes this challenge of how big my problems are, because then I can solve them. Most people give in to their problems. They get smaller than their problems, and that's when life stops for them. So one of the primary reasons I recommend network marketing, because it's a personal development program. You don't join and hope to become rich next week. If you join a network marketing company, I strongly recommend you say, I'm going to give it a 5-year commitment. I'm going to give it a full shot for at least 5 years. Because whether it's network marketing or baseball or football or whatever it is, quitters never win. And most people, when the going gets tough or the problems seem insurmountable, they quit. And that's why they'll never be successful in life. So network marketing is very much a support group.
Now, when you finish this audio and start talking to people about your business or talk to them about this mountain you're going to climb, your well-meaning friends and family are going to say, "What? Are you crazy? You don't know how to climb mountains. That is too dangerous. You should just stick to your job. You're lucky to have a job in this economy. You shouldn't go climbing mountains. Get off that mountain." And you're going to have to look them in the eye and say, "I'm going to the top." You're going to start climbing this mountain, and others are going to come up to you and say, I heard that mountain is no good. I heard about others who tried to climb it and fell off and got badly hurt. You shouldn't climb that mountain. You probably will fall and get hurt too. Be safe and get off that mountain. And you're going to have to look them in the eye and say, "I'm going to the top." You will continue climbing your mountain, and yet others will come up and say, Hey, if you really want to climb mountains, you shouldn't climb that mountain. It's too rocky, too slippery, too hard, and it will take too long. You should come over here with us and climb this mountain. It's easier, faster, better, and we'll make you a special deal on it if you climb over here. And you're going to have to look them in the eye and say, this is my mountain, and I'm going to the top. You're either going to see me waving from the top or laying dead on the side. I'm not coming back. That is the kind of resolve I wish for you. That resolve, armed with your why power, your unrelenting commitment to the process for at least a year, and your jumpstart to grab 10 no's in the next 7 days, and you are virtually assured glorious success. Over the next 7 days, let me encourage you to listen to this audio over and over again. Use this audio through your first 7-day dash to keep your mind elevated and your spirit invigorated. Play it over and over again to continue to prod you to move forward. Okay, I am really excited for you. This is the beginning of the rest of your life. Your decision and now action to make the shift will forever positively impact the future of your family. Life will never be the same starting today. The abundant possibilities are now available to you. You can now exercise the person you were meant to be and live the life you were meant to live. I will leave you with the famous words of Henry David Thoreau. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you've always imagined.